guys. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Time is up. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So. Order. Okay, just getting ready. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get started for the people of the future. Hi guys, welcome to day 26 of our 20-day live stream challenge. Today's topic is going to be order. And oh my gosh. Okay, so today I had an amazing day and I got to be fully myself outside of the walls of this home. And what inspired me for today's topic. So I spoke to two of my really good friends today on their thoughts on a collective theme or core concept of age 26. And one of them said they were like kind of complacent and also unfulfilled, dissatisfied. And then another reminded me the recognition of order, recognition of one's own path, and that it's okay to have your own path. So from that, and from my experience as a 26-year-old, one of the main things that pop in my head is the year 2017. And one of the main things that pop out in my head is that I started to wear high-waisted jeans in the year 2017. So it wasn't really like a core concept that I could bring out that I wanted to focus on. So from all that, I decided for today's topic to be order, because I recognize even though I did cover previous live streams on the topic of transitions and of owning oneself, I didn't really address order and what our relationship is with that concept of order. And when I say order, I am thinking, what is the right pace? What is the right order of things? Like, you go to college, you do what you gotta do after college that relates to your degree for the next job. But if you don't, like, you kind of miss your opportunity to really use all your skills or something. Like, we have this ideal of what order is in our life, and I think at age 26 we get to the point in our lives, maybe like after we spent the whole year of being 25, where we turn 26, and I think collectively, maybe as 26-year-olds, perhaps we have this not epiphany, but this realization, holy crap, there are no rules in life. Like, I gotta live my own life. Like, yes, I have this degree, or I have these set of years of experience in a particular field, but if I don't feel aligned with it anymore, then I have to find what works for me. And so I wanted to focus on that aspect. So I'm going to bring that out, and then I want to share my thoughts and stream of consciousness on our understanding and my understanding of order. So with that, as usual, I'm gonna try to center my energy, get grounded so I could share the most I can within the first hour that we have together. I'm gonna try to aim to only do our stream today for up to an hour, because I know we only have three more live streams together where I could be present with the world within this context of this 28-day live stream challenge. But I want to practice having a limitation now for myself. So right now it is 9:23. I'm going to aim to do it for up to an hour today. So let's see how much I could share with you guys within the time frame I have and with the set limit that I have for myself. I want to practice doing that because I know the whole point of this live stream challenge was for me to explore how I feel when I am unapologetically myself, sharing my stream of consciousness, my energy, my expression of whatever I'm feeling with the world. So today I'm gonna do something more challenging for me at my pace, and that's creating a limit. So one limit is that I'm going to make this an hour long, up to an hour. That's the max. No matter what happens, I'm gonna make it 1 hour only. Yesterday's was 3 hours. So now I know I could go on. I could keep going on. Like, I feel confident in my own skin again. So thank you so much for watching me grow. And also I want to reiterate and clarify my intention for this live stream challenge for those of you that have joined for the first time today on my video, whether in the future or right now. So when I started this 28-day live stream challenge, it came from a place where I felt this tug to be out in the world, and within the pace that I have with myself and my energy and my sense of time, I recognize one way I could do that the best I can from that day was to be on live stream with the world and share my energy. And I've always been interested in doing live streams, sharing my life, sharing my personality, sharing what I have with the world. And so I gave myself a challenge. Do this, see what happens. And the constraints that I had within that, because I needed some sort of structure for this experimentation, I wanted to do it for 28 days because I turned 28. So this happened on my birthday. I decided, you know what, I have to be present, show up even if I don't feel ready. I need to step up. And so I decided for each day I want to focus on like a core foundational concept or a milestone of the age of the number of the day. So on day 1, which was on the 25th of July, I focused on the core concept of initiation and birth. It's when 1-year-olds experience everything. Every new sensation, every thought is new. They're just digesting everything. So that stream was me also talking about my ideas freely of like how I envisioned the space to be and what's on my mind. And then day 2, I believe, was about balance, because 2-year-olds begin to have balance. They're able to stand up, and that's a core thing that happens at age 2. So as each day came, I also recognized the importance of this live stream challenge was for me to, because I came from a place of ungroundedness and feeling lost and not knowing where my center is, and I was unhappy, and the only thing that I was certain was that I wanted to share my energy and be present with the world. So I felt each day that my intention of being present with the world has refined itself, and that it refined itself in a way that I am, as I'm revisiting these concepts and processing it live together. Like before these live streams, I don't have anything prepared. I literally think of the topic on the day of, so it's fresh in my mind and my body. And I just share what I have, and I'm processing all this together with you guys. So I recognize that I'm building a strong foundation for myself. And when I say that, I'm a very emotional person, and I recognize that, and that's okay because that's me. And I need to feel centered, and I need to know what I think and what I feel first. But I think it was really difficult for me to do that when, especially at this age, when there's constant, at least for me, my experience was I constantly felt like there were so many questions asked of me, and I myself don't really know and haven't confronted those questions. So I think I just felt very ungrounded. So through these live streams together, each day I feel more confident just being okay and being fulfilled in what I already have and where I'm at, and just recognizing that first. And so through all these days, I recognize that I've definitely gained that confidence to even try to articulate what's going through my head, and I'm okay sharing that. Even if it takes me 2 hours to get my point across or to get takeaways, I recognize that's my pace. That's how I can get it out right now. And each day I'm working on myself, and I know, since I'm being very honest and I'm being very adamant about being centered, that I will continue this journey to be starting from a place of groundedness and integrity, and I can hear myself again. I can feel myself again, even when I go out into the world, whether it's meeting friends again, or whether it's interviewing with employers, or whether it's going to a public event. Whatever it is, I'll be centered. Like, I know myself, and I won't be swayed, or I won't be, not to say that I'm not going to change my opinion on anything, but like I think I've always like felt like I was thinking so much about the other person, the other individual who I'm interacting with, that my sense of center was clouded, and I couldn't feel it. And I think, yeah. So that was a really long introduction, but that's how my intention of this live stream has shifted and grown, and what it is now. And today we are on day 26, and the reason why I sound really excited is because I can't believe I did it for every day. There's one day that does not show up on our playlist for the 28-day live stream challenge, and that's because I didn't give Taylor Swift the credit in like any of my texts. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I played Taylor Swift's music and YouTube took it down. So that's why a couple of days ago there's like a missing day. That's why. But we did it. We showed up. We were present. We're present right now. So thank you for being here. If you're here live with me today, thank you for choosing to be alive, waking up with intention. And I'm going to play some piano to get myself centered. But I really wanted to clarify my intention of doing this live stream challenge, because it's coming from a place that's not... It started from a place where some people might not recognize my real intention. It might just be like, oh, she just wants to talk on the talk with the camera. But it means so much more to me, because it's like one thing that I could hold myself accountable for, to show up for the world consistently. And while I'm doing it, I'm learning how to be comfortable in my own skin. So thank you for being present with me all these days. I'm going to try to get centered so that I could share my thoughts on order and how and when these paradigm shifts happen inside our heads and within our bodies, and how we understand the world and our role in society, how all that all shifts, and how we could manage that shift, and how to manage that shift while still being connected with loved ones. Because that's something I'm trying to learn and understand right now. So thank you for being here. I'm gonna start playing piano. Also, I always do this at the end, but I'm gonna do it in the beginning because I'm trying to do it within the limit. We're 16 minutes in now. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I'm live. I have today and 2 more days left on this journey, and I would really like you guys to join me when I am live so we could be present together. And if you're watching from the future, that's totally fine. I think everything still resonates because you've landed on my video for a reason. So if anything resonates, or if you have anything that comes to your mind that you want to share with either me or the world, feel free to share your thoughts and your energy in the comments below. Also, if anything resonates, if something clicks, if something tugs at you, I would like to know. So please hit the like button. If you disagree, you could also hit the dislike button. But really glad you guys are here and present with me today. About what happened today, that I'll probably get off tangent. So I'm going to play the piano and just get myself grounded, like centered, like I feel myself here. Okay. So thank you for being here on a Monday. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Jazz is watching. Okay, so Jazz is a part of the excitement that I'm trying to like save for like after my piano segment. Hi Jazz, if you're still watching. today's topic is order. As I was playing the piano, I actually couldn't really think of like specific things I wanted to talk about because I think I like extremely have this I have this extreme huge expectation to like have big takeaways, and I think that's kind of blocking out thoughts in my head. So I'm trying to play piano in the form where like things are just flowing, but today's energy is a little different for me because this whole day I got to spend my energy and I got to spend my presence and share my presence and be in the presence of a friend that I met 5 years ago. And I met her when I was in Denmark, and oh my gosh, the synergy that I felt with her whenever we have conversations about life and the transitions we go through with our thinking and our feelings, and we've stayed in touch since then. And she got to visit this weekend, and I got to hang out with her and her boyfriend, and I just it was really nice. It's like those friends that you know, like you'll be lifelong friends. And she lives not in the US. She lives far away. But the universe brought us together again. So without giving too much away, the way I feel, I realized like when I caught her up with like the things that I've been through, I realized because automatically when I engage with her, when we had like FaceTime calls throughout the years, like I would just be unfiltered automatically. Like there was no barrier, even if I'm going through a struggle. If I happen to be on call with her or like messaging her, I would be like super unfiltered. And I have a few friends that have that ability with me. Like I am just myself, because it's interesting because sometimes I can't do that even with family. Like there's like a blockage. And not to say you have to be unfiltered to everyone, like the way I'm doing right now, but I think there's something very special if you have individuals in your life where you're able to, no matter what happens, you know that they're going to be there for you. Even if you fail, even if you get stuck, even if you don't understand yourself, even if anything, they're just there and they accept your pace because they love you. So I got to spend the whole day with an individual like that. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe she is here in California and that we were in the same physical space together. But yeah, she's amazing. I don't want to give too much information away because privacy, but yeah, I'm just grateful for her existence in this world. And her intentions are very clear. I think what I admire about her the most is that no matter what she does or what she like thinks or feels, she's like very intentional about everything. And she's very, when she communicates something, she's very clear and very like direct, and I love that about her. So about order. Okay, I'm gonna go back to topic. So So again, I know like in the beginning I shared that I choose topics based on the age of the number of the day. So today's day 26, so I'm focusing on age 26. I'm not necessarily just talking about my 26th year on Earth. I am taking a concept from, I'm taking a topic that was inspired by that collective theme that I got from age 26. Today I got to get that idea from two of my good friends. So thank you. So I'm bringing that here, and now I'm going to talk about order. I think the sense of order that we feel in our lives, and we are constantly reminded of this order that needs to happen in our lives, I think it's constantly fed to us by, of course, people around us, people we look up to, our role models growing up, or like, I think there's this moment though where we recognize, wait, even though we have similar interests, this individual that I admire, or this individual that inspires me, their situation or their way of approaching the world is not the same as mine. I am on, like, I'm here right now in this location or whatever. Like, I'm here for a reason. Like, I think we have that in our lives at least once, where we kind of stop and we feel it in ourselves, like this shift changing. You're like, wait, I'm unhappy. I'm not fulfilled by anything I do in life. And if I do find things that fulfill me, it's something that is outside of the order of things that which people around you that you're connected with understand you to be. So then you feel as if, and I'm talking from my experience, but you may feel as if you're like a bad person, because you're like, wait, like things are going smoothly right now, but like if I speak up, if I try to venture into this emotion that I feel inside, it's going to hurt those around me, or it's going to confuse those that know me. So I think that internal battle that we start having begins often in our lives, like when you least expect it. Like one day you wake up and you're like, wait, I really don't like how I'm living right now, or how my life is right now. So this so for me, I think most recently it was easier for me to recognize that the way I felt, the way I saw the world around me was something I didn't want to be a part of at all. I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to recognize anything. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to just stop everything. So I think it was easy for me to do that, to actually stop everything, because my job ended, and I'm going to say this, my relationship ended. And so it was kind of like I was put in the happy apart from that. And I think the unhappiness that I felt, the unfulfilled life that I felt, my day-to-day life that I felt, it first started out blaming that inside me. I blamed for the relationship not working out, and them just disappearing from my life, and also the job thing. Like, I was blaming the world. Like, why can't they just understand that I'm earnest and I'm a hard worker and I am very passionate about whatever I do. Like, I put my all into it. So I was blaming the external world. And I thought that was the order of things. Like, okay, I don't feel happy. Something out of my control. Something out of my control is causing me to be unhappy. But then that's it. Like, it took me a long time to realize, wait, I have control over my fulfillment and the way I feel and think. And that came long after, and I think after realizing that, like, what happened was not a result of what I did. Some of it may be, but I think it was time, so I truly believe God exists. And if you don't believe in God, it's similar to you, maybe if you believe in a higher entity or a higher consciousness or the universe, like the source energy of the universe. I believe all that happened at once for me to, it was like God shaking me and going, hey, focus on yourself. But I still wasn't doing that. I was still trying to understand what the other person was going through. I was trying to understand why this, why that, but I wasn't really looking deep into myself. And so my paradigm of cause and effect, reaction versus response, all that shifted. And it took me, for me, it didn't take just waking up one day and saying, wait, I just have to focus on myself. It was, how do I explain all of it? Because I think the reason why I brushed off the thought that I wasn't focused on, I brushed off the thought and belief that I was focusing on myself, because I thought that was already given. I thought I was taking care of myself. I thought I was focusing on myself, but I wasn't. I was still living each day as with a reaction, not coming from my own grounded response. And so the order of, how do I explain this? I lived the past few months. So if you guys don't know the context, so end of last year, I lost 2 foundations that I've had that kept me grounded at the time. And at the time, I didn't know those were the 2 things that actually grounded me. I recognized, okay, in the moment, I recognized, okay, I knew the job was coming to an end. I knew that this relationship, I didn't know that he was going to leave, but he just disappeared. So I recognized that, how do I explain this? I lost my train of thought. The reaction that I had to the reality that the things that have kept my day going, meaning I had a purpose to wake up, I had all this, it didn't come from a place of groundedness. I thought it was, because I was in denial. I did not focus on myself. I was just living each day as a reaction to everything happening around me. And so what shifted that, coming from now, I have to have a response meaning I have an intention set out from a place of groundedness, not reacting from other people first, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think it makes sense. So what changed that paradigm for me most recently was recognizing, wait, this, whatever happened, everyone is on their own path. Everyone is, whatever pace they're at in life, whatever they're going through, each individual is going through their own thing. It on the surface level, it seems okay, well, there are people, everyone's different, but you do need a job to pay bills. You do need to do this. You this order. How do I explain this? I'm getting onto something. The order that I had in my head of how things worked in this world was, as long as I'm a kind person and I'm a hard worker and I am honest, and in the context of I hold my integrity really high, then things will work out. And because of that, I when things didn't work out, I reacted because I'm like, wait, but I was being myself, and I placed value on the outcomes and not, I placed all of my value on the outcome. I didn't have any, my starting point was not like, how do I say this? So the order of which I thought of how the world works was, or my relationship with the world and my role in the world and in my community, I was, how do I explain the difference between then and now? What time is it? Oh my gosh, I'm being intentional. 38 minutes. Okay. There's 2 people on live with us today. Thank you for being patient and for being present with me tonight. So I'm trying to process and articulate the distinction between the order that I had before of how, and this order of the world that I understood was that if you work really hard, and you put in hours and you'll get something, versus right now where I'm just like, okay, I really need to, the order is me first, not them first. It's more me first. And so, and I think it's really difficult to do that when we are from a place of like not really understanding our awareness of ourselves and our groundedness, when we are tapping into others' way of life and tapping into others' approach to life, because then it clouds you. I mean, at least for me it was. So even to recognize that I do have my own path, I like, amongst my friends, they would see me as someone who has their own path, but I think deep down I didn't believe that. I believed who I am and my energy, it's not welcome where I want to be. It seemed like I was overbearing. I was too much. I was like, I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere, because I didn't feel aligned. And I think that feeling comes from me not having that centeredness within myself, with the understanding that my energy and my existence and all that I have within me is already within me, if that makes sense. Like, trying to work out something here. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, wait, what is our title today? Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna look at the title that I wrote. Shift the paradigm, own this, where you're at, kill it. Okay. I haven't addressed that yet. So, yeah, this order, the sense of order, how your life is supposed to turn out, how you want it to turn out, versus how you see others' life turn out, and then you kind of like automatically shift it to align with theirs because their outcome of their reality looks like something you want to be a part of, or you want. I think we first need to shift within ourselves, or I'm talking to myself, because we need to shift within ourselves, that I really need to own it, that I need to trust myself. So I need to be centered. If I don't trust myself, then who will? And wherever, I already addressed this in another stream, but wherever we're at, whichever pace you feel right now, the pace meaning today's topic should have actually been reality, because I think I'm addressing our understanding of reality. And because I keep wanting to use the word reality and not order. But the order of the events that we have in our life should not be determined by a template that was created by someone else's life, because that was their life. And yes, it worked out for them. Maybe there's 10 other people who have similar templates that worked for them. But if you're unhappy and you're unfulfilled while doing it, there's something that you're not aligning with within yourself. And I'm not saying, like, if you do recognize that you're on your own pace and your own path within your own timeline, and within like from a place of groundedness, that you should feel happiness and joy each day. That's not what I'm aiming at. I think the message I think that I want to share with the world and myself is, yes, we do need to integrate into society and contribute, and you will not be happy all the time. But if we really, really, really get honest with ourselves and with intention and clarity within ourselves, if we try to aim for that, and we live each day with that first intention to be ourselves and honor what is going on with our bodies and our emotions, and the order should always start with us first, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, it's going to affect others as well. So even if it, okay, I'm gonna work this out. Even if there is a reaction of your shift in the way you live each day and the way you prioritize your day based on your well-being and your pace, even if others react in a negative way because you're changing in a way that they're not comfortable, or that they didn't understand that was like a big part of you, like eventually those individuals will recognize, okay, they're taking care of themselves. Eventually they will, and if they don't, then I don't think they belong in your life, because if they do love you, then they should recognize that you're honoring yourself first, and not from a place of selfishness, but because that's how we keep our souls alive. That's how we have energy. Because I got to the point where I had this deep unfulfilled part of myself that I didn't know how to address. But I think, again, God, the universe, shook me on November 31st, was it? 30th? Shook me and told me, you need to focus on yourself. The other individual left for a reason, but yes, they have been in your life for a long time, but you need to focus on yourself. And I think that comes from a place of me. I have been praying. I have prayed for clarity, because I didn't have answers, because something wasn't right. But yeah. So the order that I want to address today, it's 47 minutes, okay. The order that I want to address today is yourself. And even if it's ugly, you have to start with yourself. Hear yourself. Hear yourself. Feel yourself. And if you feel uncomfortable, that's normal because change is uncomfortable. And after that, recognize your pace. What is your pace? What are you comfortable with? What makes you uncomfortable? What types of energies do you not do well in? Where do you see yourself growing? Where do you feel the most fruitful and alive? And I don't mean in a way of like what makes you happy or what makes you joyful, but like the deepest part of ourselves that make us fulfilled. Everyone's understanding of the world is very unique. It seems like we have such like universal things that we all agree on, and I agree, but I think when I got to the understanding that we each literally have unique points of view, unique experiences, unique paces within ourselves and our pace with the world, it's all so different. I recognize to be more at peace with myself. The anxiety that I felt when I would be asked questions like, how are you doing? I would literally not know how to answer that because I didn't even know how I felt. So I think the order should be checking in with yourself. And the way I do that is, of course, like every day for the past 26 days, I've been doing it on live with the world. But outside of the live stream, I journal. And when I journal, I don't just, I don't have a topic. I just write everything in my head, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to it doesn't need to be in complete sentences. However it comes out, and the reason why I want to share this is because it's been, so this is already a complete one, but I have a journal with a blank, okay, so pretend this writing isn't here. So I have a journal with no lines, no dots, no college ruled lines, no anything. And I just give myself to freely express anything that is going through my head, anything that I'm feeling, whether it's by drawing, whether it's by actual writing, or whether it's just scribbling colors of what I feel. I just let everything out. And for me, that was a form of me checking in with myself, not having a prompt, but on a blank page, just express. So that has really helped me. And sometimes when I do write everything that's in my head, and when I say that, I'm not doing it in like an organized way where it's like all the thoughts or all the people in my head, and I like write all that. I don't do that. I just like write everything, like the way I think. I just write everything, and then by the end of it, I highlight everything to see if there's any themes of like what I'm going through. Oh wait, hi Noah, welcome to the stream. Noah says, like how in an airplane you're supposed to put your own oxygen mask on before you put one on your own kid before you put one on your kid. Yeah, that's exactly the same thing, right? Yeah, that's exactly the thing I wanted to address. Like Noah said, the order should be the order of which you set your intentions of living each day, no matter what you're doing or where you're at. Even if you're in a fast-paced work environment, check in with yourself. So Noah said, again, I'm going to repeat it, like how in an airplane you're supposed to put your own oxygen mask on before you put one on your kid. Yeah, so like even in a fast-paced work environment, if something doesn't feel aligned, you bring that up to either your manager or someone. Like that's how you have to take care of yourself. And I brushed that off because I thought, oh, I'm into like I'm like I got this take care of yourself thing down. Like I remember at my previous job when like things didn't feel right, I still thought I was taking care of myself because I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just drink more water. But I wasn't, when I'm saying take care of yourself, for me, I mean, like, I expected there to be, I had this assumption those around me will be hurt, those around me will be offended, or those around me will feel, I don't know, like I kept thinking of other people. And so then me subconsciously and automatically just suppressing me first and allowing there to be peace around me, that worked for a while, but I didn't recognize how unhealthy that was, because when everything came to an end, my job, my relationship, when that ended, it made me face just me. And I was still so scared to just face that part of me. All the things that I've been hiding of like how I actually feel, of all that, I had to face it. But then I think because subconsciously I didn't want to face it because I was so scared of all that, because the consequence of all that, I think I just, the way I understood that reality was I just blamed everything on everything coming to an end. But I think it was God or the universe or the higher entity, higher consciousness, the energy source. They gave me a big, big break in that they knew those two things were keeping me alive. And so they had to take it away so that I could face myself. Hold on. How time is it? Okay, so we are at 54 minutes now. So in the beginning of the stream today, I decided to set a limit for myself because so far I have had no limits on my live stream. Even though it looks like a very fixed placement within my head, I was just unfiltered and even if I felt myself limiting myself, I shared myself with you guys, and with the intention of me being present with the world unapologetically. I wanted to know how that feels like, because for so long I've been hiding myself. And I don't mean just once. I think there were parts of me that I didn't want to, or didn't know how to stand up and be myself with, because I didn't feel it was needed. I was always thinking about like the other person, and it kept getting pushed back. So today I set a limit to do it only to be on live for an hour. We have 5 minutes left. So thank you for being on stream with me today. I'm gonna play a little bit of piano before I kind of summarize what I think of order and our relationship with the idea and the awareness of order in our lives. So if you guys want to add anything else in the stream of consciousness before we end tonight, please feel free to do so. We have 4 minutes left. notice where you're at. Okay. One anecdote from my 26th year on Earth, because I realized that I didn't really talk about my 26th year on Earth, and it seems to be like a thing that I usually do on stream each day. So I started wearing high-waisted. Hold on. Who is this?
Mind if I borrow the battery pack for Dad?
Yeah. Here. Life happens. But I'm still where I'm at. Okay, so right now on my 26th year on Earth, I started wearing high-waisted jeans and I started to wear new types of clothing, and I had bringing it back to our sense of order in the world and how we are pacing ourselves in the world. I want to tell myself and the world, whenever these shifts happen, where you recognize the order of the world does not fit me, it's okay. That's good. That means you recognize that there is a shift happening and venture into it. I'm gonna have key takeaways before we end the stream. So, oh my gosh, we're at an hour exactly. Listen to yourself. If it's ugly, still listen to yourself. It's your body, it's your mind, it's your soul. You have to listen to them. And so be at your own pace. It's okay. The order should always be you first. And it's okay, because wherever you're at right now, the way you are right now, because you are your own self. You are on your own pace. Own it, kill it each day. Just honor yourselves. Even if it's ugly, just honor yourselves first. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.